again, everybody, for coming out today. And I'm really excited to see that our first selectman, Mike Tetreau, has gone out for his EV test drive. And I see he's just gotten back, so I can't wait to get his reaction. But first, I want to thank our partner for this event, New Haven Clean Cities. They helped. This is the third year we've done this, but they helped make it bigger and better, and we got the tents and the food trucks and the water, and made it a lot more comfortable for everybody, I hope, and helped get the word out. We had about 40 EVs come through today, and 17 different EV models. And if you haven't had a chance to pick up the guide to EVs in Connecticut, you can get one here at the Clean Energy Task Force table. I'm going to ask Lee to come up and just say a few words, and then I want to recognize our state delegation and Mr. Tetreau in a minute too.
Hi, I'm Lee Granis, coordinator of Greater New Haven Clean Cities. We're a U.S. Department of Energy program that advocates use of alternative fuels for transportation. So we're fuel neutral, so we jump from one fuel to the other. Right now we're working on electric vehicles at this event to get the word out and how practical they are, and get some idea about what they cost and how they handle, and if they're going to meet your requirements at home. The other side of the thing, we're working on propane school buses. The state of Connecticut has 500 of them, and it's growing, and people in this area I know are getting to be interested in it. But we work all the alt fuels to include natural gas. We built the alternative fuel stations, natural gas stations, and these weird-looking taxi cabs. We funded those too in past grants. So other than that, I'll be quiet, and if you have questions, come and see me.
All right, thank you, Lee, and again, thank you for your support and your sponsorship of this event this year. So the day was different this year than past years, where we had the ride and drive event, and we had, I think, about 35 to 40. I don't have the latest tally, but the most recent one here is First Selectman Mike Tetreau. He just came back from his Ford test drive. So can you tell us how it went, Mike?
Wow, Scott, thank you very much. And I got to tell you, the two things I was looking for, one was acceleration, because that's one of the things I've heard over time is that EVs don't accelerate. Now, I was in an EV-only car, not a hybrid, but an EV-only, and the acceleration, I won't tell you how fast I got up to, but the acceleration was tremendous. You could not tell the difference. The other thing that I hadn't thought about till I got in the car and was driving is how smooth it rides. Now, my normal car is a very smooth riding car, so I'm used to no bumps and great suspension, and this was tremendous. I had Selectman Kiley in the back seat, and he didn't complain once about the bumps that we went over. So and by the way, if you notice the height of Selectman Kiley, you realize that he's a full-size individual and fit in the back seat very well. So the big criteria, right? Acceleration, smooth as a ride, and can a big guy fit in the back seat? It passed with flying colors. So, Scott, thank you. I'm thrilled with the response. This has got to be at least 50, 60% bigger than last year in terms of the turnout. Tremendous job. This is the third one we've done. They're growing like crazy, and I'm thrilled this year that it is audience participation. You get to drive an EV. That is so great. So thank you for everything you and your entire task force are doing for Fairfield.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mike. I've been driving an electric car for 5 years, and I don't think I could have come up with a better critique of the experience than you just did. So you hit all the key points there. Let me just go around the room here, because folks may not realize that not only do we get great support from our Board of Selectmen, Kevin and Mr. Tetreau here, we get great support at the state level, and a lot of what's possible here is driven by state incentives and state policies. And I want to recognize Christin McCarthy Vahey, Brenda Kupchick, Laura Devlin, and Tony Hwang, our state senator. And thank you all for coming out and supporting. And at the town level, we're turned on in about a month from now. So we're really, really happy about the completion of that project at the town level. So I haven't prearranged, but would anyone from the state delegation like to come up and say a few words? Come on up, because we'd love to hear your perspective. Thank you.
I want to thank the Electric Car Club and its enthusiasts for holding this. I think that's one of the things that I found most impressive is the incredible passion and advocacy of your members and believing in electric vehicle. I want to also recognize State Senator George Logan, who's here with the Aquarian. And I think as we talked about it over and over again, there are 33 models of electric cars that are available in all aspects of dealers and providers in this state. So I think the key is for us to understand that this is an adoption of a carbon-free mentality, and that we are at a tipping point, hopefully, of being able to make it readily available. The availability of charging stations and people doing things like this to raise awareness are absolutely critical. And there's so much more to do. And for us as a legislative body, I can tell you, despite what might be said, we are all very supportive of electric cars, because it is, as you have seen, gas hitting $3 now. It is not a infinite resource, that we have to move to understand that electric and alternative energy resources has to be the pathway moving forward. And so this is a start, and I applaud each and every one of you that are advocates, early adopters, that you are at the forefront, something very, very important to the betterment of our entire society. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tony. And again, we so are grateful for your support here in Fairfield and at the state level. Christin?
2 words, go drive.
Yeah, and thank you for that plug, because if you haven't heard, you can go over to the tent and you can sign up for a test drive of any one of these dealer cars. And if there's something that's not in the dealer lineup that you want to talk about riding in, I'm sure private owners will be happy to take you too. So, Brenda?
Well, I just want to thank Scott. He's such a champion for clean energy and for driving clean cars. So thank you, and for doing this every year. You're really awesome, Scott. Thanks again.
Yep. Oh, so my thanks as well, and thanks to everybody for coming out. I think this is incredible. It has grown year over year, and I'm excited to actually be evaluating if I'm going to take the plunge. So I'm anxious to check out the vehicles, and it's a great day. Thanks.
So I want to end here briefly and thank you everyone for staying for the whole day. This is great. We had a great turnout. I want to end briefly with two points, kind of call to action, right? Maybe 3 if you count driving an electric car today. But 2 other points. The state has released their comprehensive energy strategy, and they are still accepting public comment on that. The plan actually does a great job in the idea of promoting electric vehicle usage. In my opinion, it needs some work in promoting renewable energy, and gives a little bit too much favoritism to natural gas for my comfort. So we're going to be making comments from the Clean Energy Task Force, but I encourage this community. This is a very important opportunity to be out there and be able to make those comments. So second thing is, the Clean Energy Task Force is really going to be working hard to see in our state the ability for Tesla to be able to sell cars in Connecticut. It will be a great opportunity to bring green industry to Connecticut. We need those jobs. I'm going to be getting my Tesla Model 3 in a few months, and I'm very excited about that. I'm not excited that my sales tax money will go to New York. I'd rather that money come to Connecticut. So Clean Energy Task Force, and we hope you all, the EV community, because whether you're a Tesla person, a Leaf person, a BMW person, the ability to promote electric vehicles has been led by Tesla, and we are all following in their wake, and all success they have will help the entire industry succeed. So I just want to ask for your support as we try to push harder on that activity. And again, those are the two things. Let's get involved. Comprehensive energy strategy and getting that Tesla bill through in the next year. So thank you all.
Speaking of jobs, I forgot to tell you, we don't ever talk about the infrastructure that much, but this charger, this EVSE back here, is made by EVSE LLC, Enfield, Connecticut. 70% of the people are from Connecticut, 30% are from Massachusetts. This is one of the biggest sellers. This EVSE over here rolls up so it doesn't lay on the ground. It's ADA compliant, better than any of them out there. They're selling like mad in California, but this is a Connecticut built. The whole thing is built in Connecticut. It's not foreign outsourced. So that's brand new. It was donated. There was one that was on there earlier, that one of the early models, and it didn't work. So Ed Bowman, my counterpart down here of Southwest Connecticut Clean Cities, paid for that one, and he's going to pay for another one at the library to replace one that doesn't work there. So that is a Connecticut company with Connecticut jobs.
All right, and with that, I think we'll wrap up. And again, thank you to all our representatives for attending. Thank you to the owners who brought their cars out. Thank you to the dealers who gave up their big sales day Saturday morning to come out here and share the technology. And thank you all for attending. And last of all, thanks to all the volunteers that helped Lee and I put this event together.